right, so I'm starting to get this question more than any question that I've been getting recently, and it's, should we live in Henrico County or should we live in Chesterfield County? Now, I understand why, right? If you're relocating to the greater Richmond area, or if you already live here and you're thinking about moving up, going to a more suburban area, these are two counties that come up over and over again. Now, both of the counties are safe, they both have strong schools, and they're both growing, but they're not the same place and they're not built for the same kind of life. So today I want to walk you through the real differences between choosing to live in Henrico County or Chesterfield County. We're going to talk about the lifestyle, the schools, the commute, the housing market, and who tends to thrive in each county. Now, if you already own a home in either one of these counties and you're trying to figure out how to sell and buy at the same time, make sure you stay with me, because that's exactly the kind of decision that we're going to talk through with wisdom instead of guesswork. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sonali Hutson, and I help self-employed Christians coordinate buying and selling simultaneously without stress, chaos, and without homelessness to help you upgrade your home and your lifestyle using my home ownership God's Way blueprint. And if this is your first time here, make sure you stay a while. Get comfortable, girl. Have a seat, because I bring you real estate in a real way every single week. Now, let's get into it. Should you live in Henrico County or should you live in Chesterfield County? Y'all ready for this video? Now, the first thing that I want you to understand is the basic geography. Henrico County is going to sit north and west of Richmond. That's where you're going to find places like Short Pump and Glen Allen and Innsbrook. Now, Chesterfield is going to sit south of Richmond, and that's where you're going to find Midlothian, Moseley, and Brandermill. Now, both of the counties wrap around the city of Richmond, but they grew in very different directions, and that's going to show up in how each one actually feels to live in. When I think of Henrico, I think of the convenience first county. The West End is highly developed and highly polished. Almost everything you need is going to be within a 5 to 10 minute drive. Shopping, dining, healthcare, and one of the largest employment hubs is at Innsbrook Corporate Center, where over 500 companies and more than 22,000 people work. Life here is going to move a little faster. You're going to see more dual income professionals, more corporate employees, and master plan communities like Wyndham and Twin Hickory that function almost like their own self-contained villages with pools, trails, and organized events. I made a video about the best subdivisions in the West End, and I'll link it right here. Now, Chesterfield is going to be a little bit different. It's over 423 square miles, and it's deliberately more spacious. Midlothian and Moseley corridors are full of large master plan communities that genuinely feel like resort living. Magnolia Green has an 18-hole golf course and a competition-level pool complex. Woodlake and Brandermill are built right around the Swift Creek Reservoir with miles of waterfront trails. And Pocahontas State Park, almost 8,000 acres of trails and lakes. It's going to sit in the backyard of half of the county. The pace in Chesterfield is slower and more relaxed. People who choose to live in Chesterfield tend to want more land, they want more breathing room, and a quieter rhythm to their week. But don't get it twisted, neither county is better. They're just built for different people. So let's talk about the housing market and see what kind of story the housing market is going to tell us. Henrico's county-wide median sale price is running somewhere around $379,000 to $398,000. But in the desirable West End, in Glen Allen, Short Pump, and Wyndham, that median listing price climbs to around $519,000 to $575,000. Homes in the best school zones are selling within days, often at or above asking price. The 3-year appreciation trend is right around 5.5%. That tells you this is a market with real staying power. Chesterfield's county-wide median is close, around $398,000 to $435,000, with the Midlothian corridor commanding closer to $450,000 to $550,000 for move-up homes. But here's the difference that matters the most. Chesterfield's homes are selling even faster, with a median of just 13 to 15 days on market in some areas, because new construction is giving buyers a release valve that Henrico simply does not have right now. Here's the thing. Western Henrico is largely built out. New construction is rare, and when it does become available, like Rivermill and Glen Allen, it's going to sell at a premium and it's going to move quickly. Chesterfield, on the other hand, is the new construction capital of the Richmond region. Communities like Magnolia Green, Harper's Mill, and Charter Colony are actively building right now, which gives buyers in Chesterfield more options if they don't want to compete in the resale bidding wars, and nobody has time for that, okay? So if you're buying and you're frustrated by losing after bidding war on Henrico resale homes, Chesterfield's new construction market deserves a serious look. And if you're selling in Henrico right now, especially in a strong school zone, you are in an exceptionally strong position, because that scarcity is going to work in your favor. Now let's talk about schools, because for a lot of families that I work with, this is the #1 factor in whether or not they're going to move to Henrico or if they're going to move to Chesterfield. Henrico County Public Schools has the elite brand recognition in this market. You've got Deep Run High School consistently ranking among the top 5 public high schools in all of Virginia, and it's home to the nationally recognized Center for Information Technology magnet program. Godwin High School is a longtime academic and athletic powerhouse. These school zones command a real, measurable real estate premium. Buyers routinely pay $50,000 to $100,000 more just to be on the correct side of a boundary line. Now, make no mistake, Chesterfield County Public Schools is excellent as well, and honestly, a little bit underrated. Cosby High School and Midlothian High School both consistently earn 8 to 10 out of 10 ratings on great schools and A grades on niche, with specialty centers in health sciences, leadership, IT, and the arts. The graduation rate across the district is over 91%. The difference is that Chesterfield's top schools simply do not carry the same national name recognition as Deep Run, which means they don't command the same price premium. For families who do their own research instead of just chasing a brand name, that can be a genuine value opportunity. Either way, I don't want you relying on things like Zillow and Redfin or a listing description for a school zone information. I want you to verify the assignment of the exact address through the official school locator before you write an offer. In Henrico, that's henricoschools.us. In Chesterfield's, that one is 1ccps.org. School boundaries often change, and the stakes when you're buying a new home are too high to guess. Now, commutes are one of the most underestimated parts of any relocation decision. So friends, let's go ahead and talk about it. Henrico's biggest advantage is what locals call the Golden Triangle, the convergence of I-64, 95, and 295. From most West End neighborhoods, you can reach downtown Richmond in 20 to 25 minutes and Richmond International Airport in about 25 minutes. The county-wide average commute is around 22 to 23 minutes, among the shortest in the metro. Now, Chesterfield's highway access is also very strong. You've got Interstate 95, 295, Route 288, Route 60, and Route 360, which is all going to run throughout the county. But the local traffic story is much more complicated. Route 60, the Midlothian Turnpike, and Route 360, Hall Street, are both notorious for heavy congestion and a long string of stoplights during peak hours. The average commute in Chesterfield runs closer to 26 minutes, but the more important point is that a 26-minute drive on a clear interstate feels completely different from a 26-minute crawl through a bunch of stoplights, okay? So if commute matters to you, here's my advice. I want you to test the actual route at the actual time that you're going to be driving it, not on a quiet Sunday afternoon. That one drive can change your entire decision on whether or not you're choosing Henrico County or Chesterfield County. Now, if you're buying in Henrico, especially in Deep Run or Godwin, get your financing fully in order before you start touring seriously. If you're self-employed, that step is going to matter even more because you don't want to fall in love with the house and then find out that your lender doesn't understand how to structure your self-employed file. That's why here at Hutson Realty Group, we focus on working with self-employed buyers because guess what? We understand the unique challenges that you face. Now, if you're buying in Chesterfield particularly, and if new construction is on your list, I want you to look closely at the total cost of ownership, not just your base price. HOA fees, master association fees, and community development authority charges can add several $100s a month on top of your mortgage, especially in communities like Magnolia Green. So I want you to pay attention to the numbers before you fall in love with a model home. And listen, don't you walk into a new construction builder without bringing me with you, okay? And if you're selling in either county, your strategy needs to match your market. Henrico sellers in strong school zones should lead with the school assignment in every listing description because that's the premium buyers are paying for. Chesterfield sellers in master planned communities should lead with the lifestyle, the golf course, the lake, the trails, because that's actually what's selling the home before the buyer ever walks into the front door. Now, both of these counties are operating as tight sellers markets right now. That's wonderful news if you're selling. It's genuinely stressful if you also need to buy your next home before you find somewhere to live. So listen, it's genuinely stressful if you also need to buy your next home before you find somewhere else to live. Now, I talk to families all the time who are afraid of ending up in the in-between, sold but have nowhere to go, or under contract on a new house with no buyer for the old one. And this is the exact situation that our homeownership God's Way blueprint was built for. See, we look for rent back agreements, we look for bridge financing and contingency strategies, and we figure out before you ever list or write an offer whether you should sell first, buy first, or structure both at once. We're not going to rush, we're not going to guess, we're not going to move on fear. We're going to use wisdom, facts, and a real plan so that you can move forward with peace and not chaos. All right, so the bottom line is this. If you want absolute daily convenience, elite school brand recognition, and you're comfortable paying a premium for it, Henrico, particularly Glen Allen and Short Pump, is going to feel like home. If you want more space for your money, if you want abundant new construction and a slower resort-style pace of life, then Chesterfield, particularly Midlothian and Moseley, is going to feel like home. And if you're a self-employed business owner who needs room for a home office office, a workshop, or simply more breathing room without sacrificing a strong school district, Chesterfield's larger lots and lower density are worth a serious look as well. Friends, every day people just like you reach out to me to figure out which side of the river actually fits their family and whether they can qualify for their move when they're self-employed. And I love having those conversations every single day. So please don't hesitate to get in touch with me. You can reach me at 757-837-0096. You can also drop a comment below because I'd love to connect with you and talk with you about exactly where you are and help you come up with a plan of how we're going to get you from where you are to where you're trying to go. Friends, thank you so much for watching my channel. Your support absolutely means the world to me. Trust me, I absolutely love talking to y'all. I love bringing you real estate in a real way every single week. So don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss all these updates I'm giving you, y'all, because I'm dropping some real knowledge here every single week, okay? And if you know someone that's looking to buy or trying to decide between Henrico, Chesterfield, or anywhere in the greater Richmond area, I'm your girl. Again, you can reach me at 757-837-0096. I'd love to chat. Friends, thank you again for watching. God bless you, and I will see you in the next video.